Tabingin na kita.
Yeah.
Attention in the area. We would like to request all visitors at the Borromeo Field not to exceed the barriers placed at the field. We would like to request all visitors at the Borromeo Field not to exceed the barriers placed at the field. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of our guest of honor. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Republic of the Philippines, and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. He's welcomed by Lieutenant General Donato D. San Juan II, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy.
Baba. Ta. Dala. Alis. Opo. Ta. Mahal na Paulo. Handa na po ang talupad pandangal upang libutin.
Kuya, media pa. Hindi po kayo kapag. Bilis na takbo.
Tapos, ating panauwing pandangal, Pangulo, Rico Roa Duterte, Republika ng Pilipinas, ang kanyang taus-pusong pasasalamat sa parangal. Inawad natin sa kanya ngayong umaga. Baba. Baba.
Ready?
Doon sa tapat ng lobby sir, paunahin mo natin lahat ng
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Akala ko, may briefing pa. May briefing.
Ito? Di ba ang sinasabi?
Founded by the Lions of Sa north side, sir, ito yung graduation. Hawakan, sir. Dito, sir, po pumasok. This is the entrance of the Philippines, sir. We are now here, sir. The building that we visited before, sir, first visited, is this one, but only half of it was finished, sir. Pasalamat kami sa sir, because it is now included in the value of yung kalahati, sir, electric grids. Yung mga may live building service are still proposed. Ito yung mga walas magiging commissary sa streamer multi-level parking. Lumang PX natin sa another building na kasama doon sa proposal na administration. Right now, they are also together with the process. This is the first building in the yung itong oval ko sir, non-existing pa ito sa right now, 3 buildings sa mabaras. Pag natapos yung ito sir, pwede na namin i-demolish ko, transfer na ito. Because this area sir, yung person posting sir, yung structure sir, yung possibility. Because right now, puro na yung view.
Sa baba ng buwan, sa rin.
Then some additional renovations. And of course, we intend sa ito, hindi pa namin na-propose sir.
Yan ba yung tennis court? Diba? Diba?
Pag nag-work yung iba sir, wala kami students sir, sa mga ang proposal natin sa this year, this one. In that area sir, is the connected pag nag-work yung iba sir, pag iba sa pag-open naman iba din sa augmentation na lang this development plan was
Kasi ng mga service,
so among the this is it sir. Nilagyan namin sa right now sir, we have maximum capacity 1,300 capacity. Certain times
Parents and distinguished guests. We shall witness the start of the graduation ceremony of the PMA Salaknib class of 2017. To maintain the solemnity of this momentous occasion, we request everyone to please switch off or set your cellular phones to silent mode during the entire duration of the program. The audience is likewise requested to remain seated during the activity. We thank you for not taking photographs, as there is an official photographer tasked to take pictures of the graduating class.
Walang sasakyan yung service commanders. Tinatanggal ni Stag, sir. Hindi, sir. Yun ang, nandun ako, sir. Nandun ako kanina, sir. Yung babae, sir, yung Stag, sir. Tinatanggal yung sabi niya, sir, wala na maglalakad. Siya mismo nagsabi sa akin. Tinatanggal. Kaya ako, sir, naglakad ako. Wala, sir. Kaya yung service commander, sir, ayan, sir, naglalakad.
At this point, we shall await the arrival of our guest of honor. Once again, we request everyone to switch off or set your cellular phones to silent mode so as not to impede the program. The ceremonies shall begin as soon as the President arrives. Please be seated and maintain silence. Thank you.
Nag-arrival ka? Ay, yung exit. Saliwakan mo. Arrival yung exit. Ano na ako? Ay, tubig ka. You are sacrificing for that. Seryoso. Sa rights and welfare of your fellow journalists. Alam mo ba, photobetics? baka maupo. Oo. No. Oo, ito, 12 nga eh. Ihiyaan mo dito eh. Tatanggalin ka namin hero din.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of our guest of honor, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Republic of the Philippines, and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. He is accompanied by Lieutenant General Donato B. San Juan II, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy.
Ikaw ang mag-aahon sa piling mo, di ko mawawala ang korupsyon. Tayo na Pilipinas, tayo na magbago. Hawak kamay tayo para sa pag-asenso. Ikaw at ako, tayong lahat kay Rodrigo Duterte, para sa tunay na pagbabago.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good morning. Today's commencement exercises begins with the entrance of the Philippine Military Academy Band. The Philippine Military Academy traces its roots in October 25, 1898, when the Academia Militar was established by the President of the Philippine Revolutionary Army, General Emilio Aguinaldo. Since its inception, PMA has undergone several changes that led to its reputation of being an institution of excellence. It epitomizes the best traditions of the noble profession of arms and bears the highest standards of character, founded in honor and fortified by discipline. It has a proud heritage to cherish, a glorious tradition to uphold, and a vital mission to accomplish. Throughout the 118 years of its existence, the Academy has survived and kept its basic character, a military organization committed to training young men and women for service to God, country, and people. With all these in mind, the Academy looks forward to the future as it continuously molds leaders for the nation, espousing the values of courage, integrity, and loyalty.
Attention calls just been sounded, signaling the entrance of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines.
The Philippine Military Academy started with the establishment of the Academia Militar on October 25, 1898 at Malolos, Bulacan, by the power of a decree issued by the Philippine Republic President, General Emilio Aguinaldo. The Academia was a school which awarded its graduates regular commissionship in the Armed Forces of the Philippines, which lasted until 20 January 1899, before hostilities between the Filipinos and the Americans erupted. On 17 February 1905, an officer school of the Philippine Constabulary was founded at the walled city of Intramuros in Manila. 3 years later, on 01 September 1908, the school was transferred to Baguio City, initially at Camp Henry T. Allen and subsequently at Teachers Camp. On 08 September 1926, the Philippine Legislature passed Republic Act 3496, which renamed the school the Philippine Constabulary Academy and lengthened its course from 9 months to 3 years, with provisions to strengthen the faculty and revise its curriculum. On 21 December 1936, Commonwealth Act No. 1, also known as the National Defense Act, was passed. The act formally created the Philippine Military Academy and authorized to confer a Bachelor of Science degree to its graduates after they have successfully completed the 4-year course. The outbreak of the World War II disrupted training in the academy. Classes of 1942 and 1943 graduated ahead of schedule, and its members were assigned to combat units of Bataan and other parts of the country. Many perished in the war. On 05 May 1947, the academy reopened at Camp Henry T. Allen. Due to the need for wider grounds, the academy moved to its present site at Fort del Pilar in Lawakan, some 10 kilometers away from downtown Baguio City, and named after the young hero of Tirad Pass, General Gregorio H. del Pilar. It was developed into a military training institution with facilities and infrastructures required by a growing academy. In the 1960s, the academy underwent major changes as socio-humanistic courses were added to balance the techno-scientific disciplines, with a view towards providing a well-rounded education that is relevant to the needs of a growing AFP.
With the implementation of Republic Act 7192, the acceptance of women in the academy was introduced. With this act, the academy made a step towards the recognition of women's status and equality. The female cadets have undergone practically what their male counterparts have been tasked to do. Although living in separate quarters, they have been accorded equal treatment and training. Today, the Philippine Military Academy remains focused on its vision to reach the international standards for military academies by the year 2028. Its mission adheres to the philosophy that adopts a holistic view of man's body, soul, and spirit. PMA believes that future leaders can be selected, formed, and developed to their fullest potentials. Under this concept, PMA's Leader Development Program contains character development, a balanced college education, military leadership, and physical development. This total person concept is aptly captured in the PMA mission statement: to instruct, train, and develop the cadets so that each graduate shall possess the character, the broad and basic military skills, and the education essential to the successful pursuit of a progressive military career as a value-centered leader in selfless service to the armed forces of the Philippines and the nation.
A PMA cadet is a government scholar and as such pays no tuition or other charges for studying in the academy. As a government scholar, he becomes a member of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and receives a salary that is between a Chief Master Sergeant and a Second Lieutenant. Board and lodging is free, along with medical and dental services. Excellent recreational facilities are also available. The academy is steeped with traditions that develop the cadets to become persons of gentle breeding and strong character. To this day, and even until we had shed our uniforms, we carry in our hearts the sacred coat of arms, the seal of our covenant, our direction and only path that bears the guiding light of courage, integrity, and loyalty. The essential and primary purpose of the Philippine Military Academy's education and training program is to cultivate and develop the cadets to be the finest young individuals, intellectually, tactically, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, to become qualified commissioned officers in selfless service to the armed forces of the Philippines and our nation. The Academy, founded in 1898, has become true to its mission to produce educated and honorable men, preparing them for the holistic education for their progressive military career. Its alumni handle key positions both in military and civilian institutions. For the Academy to accomplish this result, they shall provide young men and women an undergraduate education of the highest quality, conducted in and facilitated by their unique PMA curriculum of military discipline, with emphasis placed on qualities of courage, and once again, integrity and loyalty.
These young men and women in front of you compose the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines. Coming from different regions of the archipelago, ranging as far north as Batanes to as far south as Tawi-Tawi, they were carefully selected through a series of competitive mental and physical examinations. These cadets represent different levels of our society and from all walks of life. These cadets before you are the future leaders of our armed forces and our nation.
As soon as the platoons occupy their respective places, the brigade adjutant designates Alpha Company as the base company. In a brisk manner called the adjutant's trot, the brigade adjutant makes his way midway between the line of troops and the troop commander. In like manner, the battalion adjutants join their respective battalion staff. The brigade adjutant orders all platoon guides and sergeants to take their posts in line with their platoons.
Mga patnubay! Sumalunan! Pino! Handa na po ang patikas! Sumulanan ka! Mga pinuno, antabay bunot. Kalis! Baba! Mga pinuno sa malikod ko. Kad! Tanghal! Ta!
We request everyone to please rise for the honors to the nation.
Mga pinuno, tanghal. Ta!
Thank you. You may now be seated.
Ta! Dadala. Kalis! Baba! Ta!
In a short while, the brigade commander will give a series of commands for the corps to execute the Medal of Arms.
Mga pinuno sa malikod ko. Kad! Pagsasanay sa paghawak ng sandata sa kanang balikat.
Starting with
Ta!
right shoulder arms,
Sa kaliwang balikat. Ta!
left shoulder arms,
Agap. Ta!
port arms,
Baba. Ta!
order arms,
Siyasat. Ta!
inspection arms,
Agap. Ta! Baba.
and finally, Order arms.
The brigade commander orders the adjutant to account the troops.
Tanggapin ang ulat. Pag-ulat!
After receiving the reports, the brigade adjutant faces about, salutes and renders to the brigade commander. Sir, the corps all present and accounted for.
Ginoo, mga talupad, narito pong lahat at napag-alaman.
The brigade commander then orders the adjutant to publish the order of the day.
Ihayag ang kautusan. Makinig sa kautusan ang nakatalaga ngayong punong tagapamala Magat Asil sa utos General del Rosario mga pinuno. Marap at bumagit na God!
After publishing the orders, the brigade adjutant gives the command officer center march. He then proceeds to his position with the brigade staff. As cadet officers from each battalion march forward to receive instructions from the brigade commander.
Communications, orders, and disseminations must pass through proper channels. This is a practice observed in the military profession which signifies the importance of the chain of command. Through the chain of command, a more effective and efficient working arrangement results among men of arms. The officers of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines. Upon the salute of his officers, the brigade commander acknowledges, gives his instructions, and directs them to proceed back to their respective posts. While inside the hallowed grounds of this great institution, the cadets must endure the challenging training. The military system characterizes and distinguishes the unique life inside PMA. It fosters punctuality, order, discipline, and respect for authority. By placing cadets in a uniform plane, it enables these young men and women to advance their self-reliance, initiative, and strength of character.
ko. Kad!
The brigade commander presents the Corps to our guest of honor, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Republic of the Philippines.
Tanghal! Ta!
The audience is requested to stand.
Mga pinuno, tanghal. Ta!
Thank you. You may now be seated.
Ta! Dala. Alis. Baba! Ta! Mahal na Pangulo, handa na po ang mga talupad upang libutin.
Military ceremonial parades have been established to bestow honor to the Philippine flag, our national symbol. Recipients of awards and decorations are also accorded this honor. This is followed by the inspection of the troops if the reviewing officer so desires. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte was born on March 28, 1945 in Maasin, Southern Leyte, to Vicente Duterte and Soledad Roa, who were both civil servants. His mother was a public school teacher, while his father was a government worker. President Duterte traces his roots to the Visayas. He spent his early years in Danao, Cebu, the hometown of his father. But his lineage has also direct ties from Mindanao, as his mother hails from Cabadbaran, Agusan del Norte, while his paternal grandmother was a Maranao. In 1949, when he was 4 years old, his family resettled in the then undivided Davao, where his father, Vicente, later entered the political arena and was elected governor of the province and served from 1959 to 1965. President Duterte graduated in 1968 with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science at the Lyceum of the Philippines University and obtained a law degree from San Beda College of Law in 1972. He passed the bar exam that same year. He served as special counsel and later on became a city prosecutor at the City Prosecutor's Office in Davao City from 1977 to 1986, when he was appointed as OIC Vice Mayor of Davao City. Ladies and gentlemen, trooping in line before you is the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. He is accompanied by the Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, Lieutenant General Donato B. San Juan II, Armed Forces of the Philippines, and by the Brigade Commander, Cadet First Captain Johnny Marhom Sar III, CCAFP. President Duterte ran and successfully won the mayoralty post in 1988. Since then, Duterte has not lost an election. He was among the longest-serving mayors in the Philippines and has been mayor of Davao City for 7 terms, totaling more than 22 years. He also served as vice mayor and as congressman of the city's 1st congressional district. On May 9, 2016, President Duterte won in a landslide victory as the Philippines' 16th president. He was officially proclaimed by a joint session of the Philippine Congress on May 30, 2016. He is the first Mindanaoan president and the first local chief executive to get elected straight to the office of the president. Similarly, the whole academy embraces the change the president institutes in the same way that it continues to implement reforms that would align the academy's mission and vision to that of the Philippine society. Looking back at history, Trooping the Line was brought about by the invasion of mainland Greece by the Dorians in 1200 BC. This is the act of inspecting the soldiers before and after each battle. Today, we still observe this military tradition to signify the common trust between the troops and their commander. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Republic of the Philippines. Please take your seats. Thank you.
Mga pinuno sa malikod ko. God!
At this juncture, we shall now proceed with the turnover ceremony of the chain of command of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Ang mga kadeteng nakatakdang mamuno, humarap at pumagitna. Kad! Mga pinuno pasulong. Kad! Pinuno. Go!
We shall now witness the exchange of salutes by the outgoing and incoming cadet officers.
Mga pinuno. Antaboy Salong. Kalis! Taas! Saksak! Baba! Ang mga kadeteng nakatakdang mamuno, pugay kamay! Na! Mga pinuno, pugay kamay. Na! Mga kadeteng namumuno, pugay kamay! Na! Mga pinuno, pugay kamay. Na! Mga pinuno, baba kamay. Na! Mga kadeteng namumuno, baba kamay. Na! Mga pinuno po kamay. Na! Baba kamay. Na! Ang mga kadeteng magsisipagtapos, isalin ang pamumuno.
We shall now proceed with the formal turnover ceremony of the CCAFP chain of command, starting with the platoon leaders. Company commanders and staff. Battalion commanders and staff. Brigade staff. And finally, the brigade commander. You have just heard the sound of the attention call which signals the entrance of the graduating cadets.
Ang mga kadeteng magsisipagtapos. Marap at pumagit na. Kad!
On 22 August 2012, from 37 testing centers across the country, 14,540 young individuals took the Philippine Military Academy entrance examination. These aspiring cadets have undergone thorough screening and testing. After the complete physical and medical examinations, 266 aspirants were deemed worthy and given the opportunity to become a PMA cadet. A total of 182 males and 84 females reported on April 1, 2013. These cadets who marched down the hallowed grounds of the Borromeo Field eventually composed the PMA Salaknib Class of 2017.
Talupod! To! Mga pinuno, harap sa kanan. Harap. Pasulong. Kad! Mga pinuno, pasulong. Kad!
Their class name embodies valor, duty, and solidarity as dedicated future servant leaders of the state. It also stands for Sanggalang ay lakas at buhay na alay para sa kalayaan ng inang bayan. The PMA Class of 2017 on foot to the consecrated grounds of this splendid institution to construct the same bond within us. An infinite bond that is beyond measure as our desire to dole out and brace for excellence that neither time nor age can turn into ruins. Not even the Omega could end the legacy which we will create as a component of change.
Talupod! To!
Ladies and gentlemen, the Salaknib Class of 2017.
Mahal na Pangulo, ang mga kadeteng kasami ng PMA Salaknib Class of 2017, narito na po ang lahat.
At this point, we shall now witness the commencement exercises of the Philippine Military Academy Salaknib Class of 2017. May we request everyone to stand for the invocation to be led by Brigadier General Tirso A. Dulina, Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Chief Chaplain Service, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
People of faith and goodwill, let us offer our prayer. in freedom and in peace. Let us worship alone the holy name of God, the Almighty, most gracious, most merciful, faithful and forgiving, source of wisdom and truth. O Creator of life, deep in our hearts we believe and trust in you as we direct the attention of our minds and the devotion of our hearts to your sacred and eternal presence in our midst on this hallowed grounds for the graduation ceremony of PMA Salaknib Class 2017. On behalf of these cadets who are about to graduate and to be commissioned as officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, we beseech you, O Lord, to accept our humble supplications. Most gracious God, we bow to you in thanksgiving for you sustained the health, endowed with knowledge, and shaped the character of these cadets with mind, heart, and spirit transformed throughout their academic and military training in order to attain self-mastery through discipline and sacrifice, the diploma that they honorably deserve. Sanctify the life of these young men and women, O God, as they take the oath to protect the people and to secure our sovereignty and territory. Direct and guide them as they fulfill their mandate as military officers endowed with courage, integrity, and loyalty. When duty calls them to accomplish the mission as peacemakers and peacekeepers, direct them to remain steadfast, to follow the righteous path, and to abide with your sacred voice in their conscience, to respect human rights, protect human life, and their own life. But we believe and acknowledge, O God, that without your grace, human nature is bound to fail. Without your protection, we are exposed to the perils of this mortal existence. Without your guidance, we live our life without purpose and meaning. So in loving faith and confidence, we entrust these graduating cadets to your divine providence and protection. Shield them against the enemy of body and soul. Strengthen their will to resist temptation. Sustain them with your constant provision. Continue to bestow your blessings upon the Philippine Military Academy. Bless all our honored guests, the loving parents, brothers, sisters, families, and loved ones. Hear their silent prayers and reward their vicarious sacrifices. With sincerity, we implore your distinct benediction on President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, our Commander-in-Chief. Finally, may the God of life, the God of providence, the God of our history and destiny, bless, protect, and prosper us and our country, the Philippines, in peace. All this we humbly pray in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. We shall now hear the welcome remarks of the Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy, Lieutenant General Donato B. San Juan II, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
To our guest of honor and speaker, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Vice President Maria Leonor Herona Robredo, Vice President, Republic of the Philippines, Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana and Mrs. Edith Lorenzana, ma'am, General Hermogines Esperon, National Security Advisor, and Dr. Lorna Esperon, General Eduardo M. Año, the Chief of Staff Armed Forces of the Philippines, and Mrs. Jean Año, Police Director General Ronald M. De La Rosa, Chief Philippine National Police, Lieutenant General Glorioso V. Miranda, Commanding General Philippine Army, and Mrs. Caroline Miranda, Lieutenant General Edgar F. Palyorina, the Commanding General Philippine Air Force, and Mrs. Juliana Palyorina, Vice Admiral Ronald Joseph Mercado, Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy, and Mrs. Emily Mercado, Secretary Martin Andanar, Presidential Communications Head, Chief Master Sergeant Chaur, the Command Sergeant Major, of course my wife, Dr. San Juan, proud parents of the graduating class, members of the Salaknib Class 2017, members of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines, Team PMA, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Troop Commander, kindly give Tikas Pahinga.
Tikas! Nga! Mga Pinoy Tikas. Nga!
Exactly a year ago, I witnessed the memorable changing of the guard and how time flew so fast. For indeed, today, that group of cadets who wholeheartedly accepted the responsibility is now ready to take off their shields and pass on to the next generation of leaders the same responsibility and leave the Corps brimming with pride, confident that they have done their part in upholding the Academy's virtues and time-honored traditions. To the members of the graduating class, the PMA Salaknib Class of 2017, congratulations for successfully hurdling the 4 years of rigorous training. Your painstaking years of training become more significant today, more than ever. For after your journey in PMA, you are now entrusted with a bigger responsibility of serving our people and protecting our nation. You are commissioned not only to become leaders of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, but more importantly, you are engaged to become partners in our country's quest for a just and lasting peace and development. Indeed, your world as new lieutenants will now become more challenging and more complex. But whatever awaits you outside the academy, do not be anxious. Believe in your training. You have been well prepared and greatly equipped for whatever that comes your way after today. You have been trained to have the tenacity to thrive and lead in complex environments, to strive for excellence always, and have that resilience to reach your full potential. I then invite you to keep exploring as much as you have explored things and ideas during your training. Keep learning as much as you have desired to learn within the four walls of the academy. Keep hoping the way you have hoped for the best while you were in your most trying times. Keep dreaming. Do not give up when people and circumstances would say otherwise. You have all the reasons in the world to succeed. God gave you with whatever you need to make it happen. Finally, I encourage each one of you to make a difference. Strive hard to be honorable cadets, doing your alma mater and your parents proud. There can be no substitute to an unblemished reputation to live by, and may you ever be men of courage, integrity, and loyalty. On this important day, there are a lot of people who share the limelight with you while you bask in the glory of today's occasion. I take this opportunity to thank the parents of our graduates. They who support gave our cadets constant inspiration to carry on. Mabuhay po kayo. We also would like to thank the instructors and tactical officers of our cadets who stood both as their mentors and tormentors in the academy. These are the people who shared their expertise and experiences and wisdom to be able to nurture what has been innately given to our cadets. Isang pagpupugay sa inyong lahat. At this moment, I now proudly report to our Commander-in-Chief and the Filipino people that these 167 strong members of PMA Salaknib Class of 2017 successfully hurdled the rigorous 4 years of training in PMA. Sir, they are well prepared and are ready to serve this country. I am very much confident that their years of stay in the academy have equipped them to face all the challenges of the outside world. I fully trust that they will not allow themselves to be influenced by things and ideas opposite to the standards of this institution. They are new breeds of capable, professional, and dedicated Filipino soldiers who will carry out the very mission of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Mahal na Pangulo, handa na po ang magsasipagtapos na maglingkod para sa ating minamahal na inang bayan. This having said, I welcome each and everyone to the commencement exercises of PMA Salaknib Class 2017. Thank you.
Mga Pinuno, mga talupad!
We shall now proceed to the presentation of the graduates by the Dean of Academics, Colonel Joseph P. Villanueva, Corps of Professors, General Staff Corps.
Sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduating class of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines, the members of PMA Salaknib Class of 2017, 167 strong. They have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the course of study of the Philippine Military Academy. I therefore recommend that they be conferred the degree of Bachelor of Science.
For having satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the course of study in the Philippine Military Academy, and upon the recommendation of the Academic Board, the PMA Superintendent will now declare the members of PMA Salaknib Class 2017 graduates and confer upon them the Bachelor of Science degree.
By the authority vested in me as the Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, I hereby declare you, the members of the Salaknib Class of 2017, graduates, and confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science effective this date. I congratulate everyone.
We shall now witness the distribution of diplomas and presentation of awards. The President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, will present the diplomas and the awards. The President will be assisted by the PMA Superintendent, Lieutenant General Donato B. San Juan II, Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Commandant of Cadets, Brigadier General Hiner P. Del Rosario, Armed Forces of the Philippines, and the Dean of Academics, Colonel Joseph P. Villanueva, Corps of Professors, General Staff Corps. The graduating class will be called according to the military president's list. The military president's list is determined by their overall performance in all the academic and tactics courses during their stay in the academy. Cadet First Class, Rovi Mayrel Valino Martinez, Cabanatuan City. For graduating number 1 in the military president's list of class 2017, the Presidential Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Rovi Mayrel Valino Martinez. The award is presented by President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Republic of the Philippines. For being the number 1 graduating cadet joining the Philippine Navy, the Philippine Navy Sword is awarded to Cadet First Class Rovi Mayrel Valino Martinez. The award is presented by Vice Admiral Ronald Joseph S. Mercado, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy. And for graduating as cum laude, she will be receiving the Academic Excellence Award for graduating with the average grade of 8.5 and minimum course grade of 8.0 and class rank of upper 25%. Cadet First Class, Philip Modestano Vizcaya, Ligao City. For graduating number 2 in the military president's list of class 2017, the Vice Presidential Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Philip Modestano Vizcaya. The award is presented by Vice President Maria Leonor Herona Robredo, Republic of the Philippines. For being the number 1 graduating cadet joining the Philippine Army, the Philippine Army Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Philip Modestano Vizcaya. The award is presented by Lieutenant General Glorioso V. Miranda, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Commanding General, Philippine Army. Pursuant to Article 12.3 of the Rules of the Academic Board, Series of 2015, Cadet First Class Philip Modestano Vizcaya is awarded the academic distinction of cum laude for obtaining a cumulative grade point average of 8.5 and minimum course grade of 8.0 and class rank of upper 25%. Cadet First Class Edaglis Buansi Marapao, La Trinidad, Benguet. For graduating number 3 in the military president's list of class 2017, the Secretary of National Defense Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Edaglis Buansi Marapao. The award is presented by Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana, Department of National Defense. Pursuant to Article 12.3 of the Rules of the Academic Board, Series of 2015, Cadet First Class Edaglis Buansi Marapao is awarded the academic distinction of cum laude for obtaining a cumulative grade point average of 8.5 and minimum course grade of 8.0 and a class rank of upper 25%. Cadet First Class Kathleen Jovi Santiano Baybayan, City of San Fernando. Cadet First Class Carlo Emmanuel Manalansan Canlas, Lubao, Pampanga. For being the #1 graduating cadet joining the Philippine Air Force, the Philippine Air Force Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Carlo Emanuel Manalansan Canlas. The award is presented by Lieutenant General Edgar R. Faljorina, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Commanding General, Philippine Air Force. Cadet First Class Sheila Joy Ramiro Faljorina, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya. Cadet First Class Sheila Marie Calonge de Guzman, Manawag, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Joyce Mencias Fonseca, Butuan City. Cadet First Class Resi Jesril Arosena Hucalia, Compostela Valley. Cadet First Class Catherine May Emeterio Gonzalez, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class Celia Hega Agabas, Suyo, Ilocos Sur. Cadet First Class Gerald Balunos de la Cruz, Solsona, Ilocos Norte. Cadet First Class Johnny Darogongan Marahomsar III, Iligan City. For being the Brigade Commander of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Chief of Staff Sabre is awarded to Cadet First Class Johnny Darogongan Marahomsar III. The award is presented by General Eduardo M. Año, Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Chief of Staff Armed Forces of the Philippines. Cadet First Class Jenny Moore Cascabel Amud, Tagum City. Cadet First Class Jennifer Gorada Nunyal, Iloilo City.
Cadet First Class Hinrich Cabote Villarreal, San Luis, Aurora. Cadet First Class Marisa Rosales Gisihan, Ubay, Bohol.
Cadet First Class Leia Ann Fugaban Makapugay, Taguig City.
Cadet First Class Leuzar Lee Ramirez Ruiz, Bulihan, Silang, Cavite. Cadet First Class John Carlo Hernandez Barcenias, Norsagaray, Bulacan. Cadet First Class Frederick Irineo Noblesa Makalintal, Santa Maria, Bulacan. Cadet First Class Nijar Samad Basiri, Holo, Sulu.
Cadet First Class, Marie Juliet Teresa Villanueva Leido, Quezon City. Cadet First Class, Gino Joseph Matriano Villanueva, Pagbilao, Quezon. Cadet First Class, Roma Lucenio Cabuslay, Quezon City.
Cadet First Class, John Christian Mendoza Blanco, Santa Fe, Romblon. Cadet First Class, Dayanara Ses Saklag Awat, Lubuagan, Kalinga. Cadet First Class, Kevin Alangilan Martinez, San Pascual, Batangas. Cadet First Class, Sonny Babadilla Rosita, Mataas na Kahoy, Batangas. Cadet First Class, Benilyn Domingsil, Bacara, Ilocos Norte. Cadet First Class, Aurelio Fergin Dalio Torres, Cabanatuan City. Cadet First Class, Trisha Pialago Hilario, Ligao City. Cadet First Class, Danica Rhea Ico Pel, Alfonso, Cavite. Cadet First Class, Kesha Liza Dulnuan Ginanoy, Baguio City. Cadet First Class, Philip Kilongan Malogdos, Sagada Mountain Province.
Cadet First Class, Maria Isaiah Pearl Pareño Paracale, Pototan, Iloilo. Cadet First Class, Cesar Hawthorne Bautista Binag Jr., Quezon City. Cadet First Class, Angel Palkungan Manglapus, Kasiguran, Aurora. Cadet First Class, Jennifer Agustin Cuarteron, Anda, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class, Keira Rachel Aromin Nidoy, Pinukpok, Kalinga. Cadet First Class, Jose Victor Laclac Soribas, Mandaue City, Cebu. Cadet First Class, Cristina Palma de Leon, Sorsogon City. Cadet First Class, Liza Moradas Gamad, Davao City. Cadet First Class, Ralph Andy Lagria Ranario, Cagayan de Oro City. Cadet First Class, Antonio Gonzales Gonzales, Muntinlupa City.
Cadet First Class, Darrell Bunyo Masangkay, Lipa City. Cadet First Class, Joy Barazon Fernandez, Zamboanga City. Cadet First Class, Michelle Ivan Hementiza Apale, Baclayon, Bohol. Cadet First Class, Angelique Chan Taban, San Jose, Tarlac. Cadet First Class, Krishna Adorico Pulido, San Miguel, Surigao del Sur. Cadet First Class, Thelma Maika Oracion Borongan, Tayabas, Quezon. Cadet First Class, Marjorie Mesa Depositario, Malungon, Sarangani Province. Cadet First Class, Crescila Duyan Polistico, Sibagat, Agusan del Sur. Cadet First Class, Julie Bebs Baldon Pacumba, Candoni, Negros Occidental. Cadet First Class, Jeric Panti Caballero, Cuenca, Batangas.
Cadet First Class, Rolly Raras Oliveras Jr., Villasis, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class, Roylan Samarita Senio, Bungabong, Oriental, Mindoro. Cadet First Class, Giancarlo Papiona Gabinay, Gimba, Nueva Ecija. Cadet First Class, Louis Quilio Solano, Prosperidad, Agusan del Sur. Cadet First Class, Miko Justine Aballe Villanueva, Lamitan City, Basilan. Cadet First Class, Carol J. Kotom Langpawen, Bontoc Mountain Province. Cadet First Class Albert Manalo Rempilio, was Albay. Cadet First Class Jane Ann Orsilia Dean, Las Piñas City. Cadet First Class Carl Joseph Diwara Hintay, Panabo City. Cadet First Class Ray Marlo Mercado Dominguez, Tansa, Cavite.
Cadet First Class Gerard Brian Mendoza Potato, Lipa City. Cadet First Class Junray Maratas Bordado, Sindangan, Zamboanga del Norte. Cadet First Class Jarina Valerie Norelia Vidalio, Indang, Cavite. Cadet First Class Sherade Arnado Katipay, Samboan, Cebu. Cadet First Class Clea Angelica Liemit Laride, Asuncion, Davao del Norte. Cadet First Class Mark Kevin Manaluz Adan, Alitagtag, Batangas. Cadet First Class Fatima Peligro Barluado, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon. Cadet First Class Regine Del Monte Robles, Tanawan, Batangas. Cadet First Class Manny Pataksil Lonzanida, Urdaneta City. Cadet First Class John Vincent Lagat Calopez, Manolo Fortich, Bukidnon.
Cadet First Class Janine Alexa Magat Nesio, Polangi, Albay. Cadet First Class Edel May Robles Manalo, General Emilio Aguinaldo, Cavite. Cadet First Class John Lester Ramos Marasigan, Lipa City. Cadet First Class, Jeril Solis Subol, Lipa City. Cadet First Class, Matthew Dumalaog Laurente, Pandacan, Manila. Cadet First Class, Franklin Esperanzate de Leomos, Sun Valley, Parañaque. For being the #1 graduating cadet in athletics and other sports-related activities, the Athletic Saber is awarded to Cadet First Class, Franklin Esperanzate de Leomos. The award is presented by Mayor Mauricio Domogan, Baguio City. Cadet First Class, John Gabriel Sabado de Vera, Baguio City. Cadet First Class, Venice May Madriaga Vigilia, Quezon City. Cadet First Class, Reggie de la Peña Espinosa, Calubian, Leyte. Cadet First Class, Michelle Cerdinho Calusor, Naga City.
Cadet First Class, Renz Darrell Manalo Mendoza, Lipa City. Cadet First Class, Den Kurt Lugo Macapagal, Arayat, Pampanga. Cadet First Class, Marshall Bohol Peñaflor II, Tacloban City. Cadet First Class, Maria Semiona Sheika Espinoza Balsamo, Lubao, Pampanga. Cadet First Class, Maria Cristina Makasait Mojica, Lipa City. Cadet First Class, Karen Joy Benitez Gamboa, Cabanatuan City. Cadet First Class, DC Ann Timica Labastida Leopoldo, Isabel, Leyte. Cadet First Class, Maria Cristina Aquino Talob, Sampaloc, Manila. Cadet First Class, June Ariel Tomas Poblete, Baguio City. Cadet First Class, Kenneth Joseph Palmares Yabo, Malaybalay City.
Cadet First Class, Meriam Nalo Libongkogon, Balamban, Cebu. Cadet First Class, Grace Ligue Luntayaw, Bualan Tubod, Lanao del Norte. Cadet First Class, Nikasha Bariwan Calico, Peña Blanca, Cagayan. Cadet First Class, Marjum Hali Oria, Santa Maria, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class, Alpha Lungaw Api, Tinglayan, Kalinga. Cadet First Class, Jeneline Hernando Bayadog, Rosario Agusan del Sur. Cadet First Class, Floyd Neymar Neve Mayuga Pescado, Datu Abdullah Sangki, Maguindanao. Cadet First Class, Efren Carbonel Reyes Jr., San Juan, La Union. Cadet First Class, Harley Rama Kibod, Antipolo City. Cadet First Class, Fritz Patrick Valladolid Cordero, Las Piñas City.
Cadet First Class, Sami Balagso Alwing, Tabuk City. Cadet First Class, Gino Paulo Valeros Gonzaga, Sapad, Lanao del Norte. Cadet First Class, Jonica Tuginay Naboye, Hingyon, Ifugao. Cadet First Class, Mary Wendrith Moreno Velasco, San Carlos City. Cadet First Class, Abigail Jean Barangan Laturnas, Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. Cadet First Class, Glenn Daniel Gabertan, Victoria, Tarlac. Cadet First Class, Daniel Paul Ebalang Pascual, Baguio City. Cadet First Class, John D.M. Dumagin Silva, La Libertad, Negros Oriental. Cadet First Class, Jomar Laureano Ladislao, Binmaley, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class, Aldrin J. Yaranon Pilor, Malacanang Park, Manila.
Cadet First Class, John Benedict Guerrero Cariaga, Taguig City. Cadet First Class, Romeo Javier Aleman Jr., Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay. Cadet First Class, Kesley John Ray Nakila Maligro, Consolacion, Cebu. Cadet First Class, K. Minya Robles, Minalabak, Camarines Sur. Cadet First Class, Ian Ray Cito Nartea, Carigara, Leyte. Cadet First Class, George Alan Panganiban Makalintal, Lipa City. Cadet First Class, Mark Joseph Pacnis Rante, Ballesteros, Cagayan Valley. Cadet First Class, James Flores Bacolores, San Juan, Ilocos Sur. Cadet First Class, Moncherie Franz Montalobo Schnitzler, Nagilian, Isabela. Cadet First Class, Neil Harvey Patulot Perido, Tansa, Cavite.
Cadet First Class, Phoebe Ojica Lagrada Dalonos, Puerto Princesa City. Cadet First Class, Donald Castañeda Cabaruan, Gataran, Cagayan. Cadet First Class, Anselmo Fornolies Mata III, Cabacan, North Cotabato. Cadet First Class Carl David Bedillo Lozardo, Quezon City. Cadet First Class Alison Franz Valdueza Bravo, Davao City. Cadet First Class Jerome Manongsong Aksalan, Baco, Oriental Mindoro. Cadet First Class John Jet Vargas Saltarin, Legazpi City. Cadet First Class Ralph Main Ungos Daduya, Calasiao, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Miko Laminero Evangelista, Lipa City. Cadet First Class Chito Ferrer Mateo, Bayambang, Pangasinan.
Cadet First Class Mac Columbus Futalan Cataylo, Siaton, Negros Oriental. Cadet First Class Dan Allen Cando Pamonag, Cabanatuan City. Cadet First Class Alwin Brian Cortez Makalindong, Makati City. Cadet First Class Florin Joy Cabanero Artus, San Enrique, Negros Occidental. Cadet First Class Hena Juliet Sapalo Serio, Florida Blanca, Pampanga. Cadet First Class John Carlo Orilia Lumalang, Santa Cruz, Manila. Cadet First Class Norberto Lagrada Peria Jr., Batarasa, Palawan. Cadet First Class Colin Lakatango Akad, Lana Enrile, Cagayan. Cadet First Class Fritz Amakiton Entoma, Dalaguete, Cebu. Cadet First Class Paul Richard Fosoy Simeon, Parañaque City.
Cadet First Class Ana May Haspela Astillero, Irosin, Sorsogon. Cadet First Class Mer Junes Binuya Huachon, Tarlac City. Cadet First Class John Wisdom Gacosta Estur, Sorsogon City. Cadet First Class Rolando Dominguez Mondoy Jr., Rojas, Isabela. Cadet First Class Mar Enfermo Almo, Burawen, Leyte. Cadet First Class Melvin Marcos Distrito, Quezon City. Cadet First Class Johnny Rick Rosaria Bregonia, Taysan, Batangas. Cadet First Class Edemer Padua Montero, Naawan, Misamis Oriental. Cadet First Class Ramon Adelio Mitra, Padre Garcia, Batangas. Cadet First Class Aldron Lariosa Malinab, Asingan, Pangasinan.
Cadet First Class Katrina May Balderrama Javier, Bangbang, Pasig City. Cadet First Class Jero Jade Orbiso Nicor, San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Cadet First Class Arthur Batad Flora, South Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. Cadet First Class Zer Devon Franz Lagikaw Baloknit, Tanudan, Kalinga. Cadet First Class Maria Gracia Saludo Santos, Naval, Biliran. Cadet First Class John Patrick Prado O, Poblacion Aguilar, Pangasinan. Cadet First Class Roland Macalino Tangara Jr., Cagayan de Oro City. Cadet First Class John Israel Cacanando Portus, Ibaan, Batangas. Cadet First Class Kiefer Arakil Guardaya, Poblacion Tiboli, South Cotabato. Cadet First Class, Nathaniel Ibanez Poncardas, Gingoog City. Cadet First Class, Lawrence Toledo Candia, Tansa, Cavite. And Cadet First Class, Rinze Marion de Monteverde Eviota, Lapu-Lapu City.
At this point, we shall now hear the valedictory address of Cadet First Class, Rovi Mayrel Valino Martinez, Cadet Corps, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
To our Commander-in-Chief, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, sir. To our Vice President, Maria Leonor Herona Robredo, ma'am. To the Secretary of National Defense, Delphine N. Lorenzana, sir. To the Chief of Staff, AFP. To the Chief, PNP. To the Commanding Generals of the 3 major branches of service. To the Superintendent, PMA. Other officers present, distinguished guests, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Graduating from the Philippine Military Academy is such a blessing to me. But being the top one of the Salaknib class of 2017 makes me even more blessed. Things really happened when we least expected. In this world, nothing is certain. Maybe for now you want something, then your mind will change and desire for another. You cannot have one if you are still holding the other. Life is a choice. Time will come that you will have to make a decision which will then change your life permanently. And my life changed when I decided to accept the challenge, to submit myself in the military world, and to take the opportunity to learn, lead, and serve our country and people. I am just an ordinary cadet, one who commits mistakes, who slept in class, and has flaws in my own ways. Nobody is perfect, but being imperfect does not mean that you do not aim for excellence. For as long as you are doing your best in everything that you do, that is excellence. And cadets like us should always aim for that. Our transition from carefree civilians to fine-grown military men and women was never an easy thing. We were tested physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There were times when quitting crossed our minds. But when things got hard, we kept on going. We kept our faith burning, and we made our family our inspiration to continue doing the things that we are doing. We had to remember that the sun will set and another day will come again. But most importantly, we should keep our faith in God. Then a day, a week, a month, or even years passed without us even noticing it. Ang pagtatapos naming ito ay tagumpay ng lahat. Kaya naman sa ngalan ng Salaknib Class of 2017, hayaan niyo po akong kunin ang pagkakataong ito upang pasalamatan ang mga tao sa likod ng aming tagumpay. Sa aming mga mentors, sa matiyagang pagbabahagi ng kanilang kaalaman at tumayo bilang aming mga pangalawang magulang sa loob ng 4 na taon. Sa aming mga squad leaders, mula NCBN hanggang regular corps. Salamat, Sir, Ma'am, sa walang sawang pagpapaalala sa amin ng mga bagay na kailangan naming malaman. At sa paggabay sa amin mula noon hanggang ngayon. Sa aming mga buddy at squad mates, upperclassman o underclass. Salamat dahil kayo ang nagbigay ng kulay sa pamamalagi namin dito sa Academy. You brought out in us the best leader that we can be. Masaya at proud kami na kayo ang aming mga buddies at squad mates. Sa Team PMA, salamat sa pagiging instrumento sa paghubog ng mga susunod na leader ng ating bayan. Sa aming pamilya, salamat sa inyong walang sawang suporta sa bawat isa sa amin. Lalong-lalo na sa aking foster parent na si Colonel Renwick Rotacio all the way from Davao. Salamat po. Gayun din si Papa Andre ng Baguio City. Salamat po, Papa. Makakasiguro kayo na kami ay nasa mabuting kamay. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge our families who, throughout our cadetship, have borne and accepted the burden of the profession we have chosen. Personally, let me thank my parents. Ma, Pa. My sister, Nanay Bebe, Tito Tirso. Salamat sa lahat. Salamat sa suporta. Salamat dahil lagi kayong nandyan. At salamat dahil ginawa ninyong malapit ang Nueva Ecija sa Baguio. Tuwing may mga espesyal na okasyon at tuwing kailangan ko kayo. At higit sa lahat, lubos kaming nagpapasalamat sa ating Ama na siyang lumikha. Wala kami ngayon sa inyong harapan kung hindi dahil sa Kanya. Kaya naman ang lahat ng papuri at pasasalamat ay binabalik namin sa Kanyang dakilang pangalan. Graduation is not the end, but the beginning of the new chapter of our lives. To the underclass corps, thank you for being part of our cadetship. May you continue to live your remaining days here in the Academy with dedication and excellence. Do not forget the values and honor that we have to uphold. Keep on striving and beating yourself, because the best fruit that you can get is from hard work. To the Salaknib Class of 2017, Mista, congratulations. The accomplishment of one is the accomplishment of all. This is not goodbye, but a new beginning to look forward to. And as we go on separate ways, may we bring with us the skills, values, and character that the Academy has instilled in us. Let us not fail our alma mater. Let us make her proud by doing our job and by doing it well. To the Filipino people, whom we have pledged to serve with honor and integrity, utang namin ang lahat ng ito sa inyo. We will strive to become the best officers who are worthy of your respect and trust. We vow, as young leaders of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, to always serve you and our country with vigor and unwavering commitment. Sa buong sambayanang Pilipino, handa na po kaming magsilbi sa inyo. Handa na po kami. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
The Secretary of the Department of National Defense, Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana, will now declare the commission of the 167 members of PMA Salaknib Class of 2017.
Pursuant to Section 31 of the National Defense Act, or as amended, you are hereby commissioned as second lieutenants or ensigns in the regular force, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Congratulations.
We shall now witness the oath-taking of our newly commissioned officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Eduardo M. Anyo, Armed Forces of the Philippines, will administer the oath.
Itaas ang inyong kanang kamay at sumunod sa aking sasabihin. Ako sabihin ang inyong pangalan, na itinalaga sa katungkulan bilang ay taimtim na nanunumpa. Natutuparin ko ng buong husay at katapatan sa abot ng aking kakayahan ang mga tungkulin ng aking kasalukuyang katungkulan at lang iba pang pagkaraan ito'y gagampanan ko sa ilalim ng Republika ng Pilipinas na aking itataguyod at ipagtatanggol ang saligang batas ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Na ako ay tunay na mananalig at tatalima rito. Na susundin ko ang mga batas, mga utos na ayon sa batas, at mga dekreto na pinaiiral na mga sadyang itinakdang may kapangyarihan ng Republika ng Pilipinas. At kusa kong babalikatin ang mga pananagutang ito na walang anumang pasubali o hangaring umiwas. Kasihan nawa ako ng Diyos. Ibaba ang inyong mga kamay. Binabati ko kayong lahat.
The members of PMA Class of 2017, after having been declared graduates of the Philippine Military Academy, are now alumni of this revered institution. They shall now take their oath of membership to the PMA Alumni Association Incorporated. To administer the oath is the chairman of the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated, Cavalier Melchor P. Rosales.
Dear graduates, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been accepted as a regular member of the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated, do hereby solemnly swear that I will well and faithfully perform my duties and responsibilities as a member thereof, abide by its articles of incorporation and bylaws, obey the rules and regulations promulgated by its board of directors, uphold the PMAAI Code of Ethics, and be guided in all my undertakings in life by the PMA's motto of courage, integrity, and loyalty, and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily. Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations, welcome, Cavaliers, and good luck.
The Secretary of National Defense, Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana, will now introduce our guest of honor and commencement speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Thank you. Kindly sit down. I'd like to begin by just giving you a message from us. Taos puso akong nakikiramay sa mga nasawi sa kamay ng kalaban. Let me assure the bereaved that the valiant sacrifices of your loved ones will not be in vain. Your government will ensure that your needs will be taken care of. That is my commitment to you. Secretary Delphine Lorenzana, General Eduardo Año, Lieutenant General Donato San Juan, Mayor Mauricio Dumugan, the Foreign Service Attachés, the officials, faculty members, and staff of the Philippine Military Academy, PMA Salaknib Class of 2017, and to their parents, to whom this moment rightfully belongs, the Cadet Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, fellow workers in government, my beloved countrymen. Today we make history. This is the first time that the female cadets occupied 8 of the top 10 top spots in their graduating class. With the highest number of graduating women in PMA's history, this breakthrough is a fitting tribute to our mothers, sisters, daughters as we celebrate Women's Month. To the Salaknib class of 2017, may you always stay true to your class name and defend the motherland with all your honor and might. I have no doubt that you will do this because you are the cream of the crop. You belong to the batch who have successfully hurdled the rigors of the PMA from all over 22,000 applicants. I know that many of our graduating cadets have had mixed emotions for the past few days. It must be difficult to contain the excitement and jubilation, as well as the expectations and apprehensions that graduation brings. But we need to acknowledge your overwhelming feeling, for they remind you of the life that you have to leave behind, and at the same time, they transport you to a new world of service to the nation. The training and education that you have gone through in this academy are just part and parcel of the kind of soldier that all of you will become. You have been trained and molded like all other cavaliers, but your true self will make the officer, soldier, and leader in you. You no longer carry the identities that you once possessed before you entered the academy. Instead, you have been molded to become leaders, officers, and men and women of character. May the values of learning imparted to you during your years in the academy be engraved in your hearts, and may this guide you wherever life leads you. Off there is the challenge will not just require your intellectual or physical capabilities, but your sound moral judgment as well. I apologize, ma'am. It was not done. Commander, could you give the tikas pahinga? Pakibigay ng tikas pahinga. Ang nagsulat, ma'am, dito, hindi ka sinali. Bugbugin na lang natin. I'd like to apologize and acknowledge the presence of the beautiful lady, the Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines. Sorry, Mama. Nawala na ako tuloy, ma'am. It is not only your enemies, but the entire world that will test, tempt, corrupt, and pressure you. But as long as your hearts and minds remain in the right place, whom you have pledged to serve, remember your roots and remember the people. Be vanguards of hopes, be catalysts of change. At this point, I'd like to personally thank all Filipino soldiers for your loyalty to the Philippine flag, to those who risk their life and limb to defend this country's sovereignty, as well as those who continue to offer their sweat and blood to fortify the pillars of a great nation that we are presently trying to build. Rest assured that the government will reciprocate your valor and unwavering courage by providing you with all the necessary support and incentives. This administration will give you and your families the services, benefits, and entitlements that you rightfully deserve. You will be provided with the proper equipment and weapons, particularly body armors, helmets, and rifles, as well as short firearms, so that you can defend yourselves even when you are off duty. In the next 2 to 3 years, the AFP will have simulators, flight, radars, support patrol and assault vehicles, as well as new surveillance and fighter aircraft, so that you can better patrol our borders and guide our seas. All of this, we do so that our AFP will be more effective in pursuing its mandate, in assisting law enforcement agencies, in battling crime and illegal drugs, and in undertaking relief and rescue efforts during disasters and calamities. With our people's continued support, we will have an AFP that we can truly be proud of, an AFP that will be at par with the rest of the world. Therefore, to the Salaknib Class of 2017 and to the men and women of the AFP, I say this to you. Proceed with your heads held high, knowing that the government and the Filipino people are with you in every step all the way. Powered by strong convictions and unshakable faith in the Filipino, let us overcome the challenges that lie ahead and usher in a great future for our nation. Long live the armed forces of the Philippines. Long live our strong, beloved republic. Thank you. this will be the first time. I remember signing a document of pardon. Pero ito, pardon of, may read it. Gusto niyo makinig? Ayaw ninyo, uwi na lang tayo. It's Malacanang Palace, Manila. Pardon of punishment. In observance to the time-honored rule tradition of the Philippine Military Academy on the occasion of the graduating class of PMA Salaknib, Class 2017, I, yours truly, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, hereby pardon all your outstanding punishments to the Cadet Corps, Armed Forces of the Philippines, as recommended by the Superintendent PMA, effective today. Pirmahan ko na. Bukas na lang siguro. Okay. Bawi yun, bawi. Just be true to your oath of office. Do not pledge loyalty to a person, a human being. It's always to the flag and to the Constitution. Yan ang advice ko, sir. Never propagate or nurture loyalty to a government worker also like you. We are on the same boat. We work for the Filipino. And I sign. Grado yan, ha? Okay na? Yung may mga atraso. Maligaya kayo, no? Maligaya kayo, hindi? O, lagi. Dagang magsala.
Mga talupad! Da!
At this juncture, Lieutenant General Donato B. San Juan II, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy, will present a memento to our guest of honor and speaker. PMA Shako, a symbol of steadfast principle, signifying cadets' strong stand against proclivity, presented to President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, Republic of the Philippines, and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. During the commencement exercise of PMA Salaknib Class of 2017 at the Philippine Military Academy, Fort General Gregorio H. Del Pilar, Baguio City, on 12 March 2017. Presented by the officers, men and women of the Philippine Military Academy and the Cadet Corps, Armed Forces of the Philippines. You may now be seated.
At this juncture, the graduating cadets will form the long gray line.
Pasulong! Kad!
The PMA Salaknib class of 2017 is composed of a variety of young men and women from all around the country. Each one of them had different beliefs, aspirations, and practices in life. However, when they entered the portals of this great institution, they went through everything as one. Though they had their ups and downs, together they stood up and rose high as one. Where did it all begin? This is their story. Finally, on 01 April 2013, 246 plebes took their oath to officially become members of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines and embrace the profession of arms. The plebe year is the stage of transition of a carefree civilian to a member of the noble profession of arms. It is a deliberate period of testing, requiring a plebe to stand on his own feet, to function properly under pressure, and to respond promptly and intelligently to orders, and to measure up to the highest standards of character, sense of value, and discipline. As the PMA Salaknib class of 2017 slowly exits the Corps, they have treasured every lesson that they have learned inside the academy. In return, they passed on to those who come after them the values and lessons that they had in the same way. Though they are still young, with determination and motivation, they know that they will make it through outside. Their alma mater made them who they are right now, together with the help of their upperclassmen and the officers and employees of the academy. As the PMA Salaknib class of 2017 made it through the rigors of cadetship, they believe that they will survive the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the PMA Salaknib class of 2017, sa hanggalang ay lakas at buhay na alay para sa kalayaan ng inang bayan.
May we request everyone to please stand for the singing of the Philippine Military Academy Alma Mater song. Thank you. Please be seated.
Let us give 3 cheers to those who will be leaving us behind. Hep hep! Hooray! Hep hep! Hooray! Hep hep! Hooray! Let us give 3 cheers to those who will be left behind. Hep hep! Hooray! Hep hep! Hooray! Hep hep! Mga pinuno, antabay bunot. Kalis! Baba! Baba! Mga pinuno sa malikod ko. Kad!
The brigade commander orders the troops to pass in review.
Pasamasid.
Ladies and gentlemen, passing in review before you is the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines, led by the Brigade Commander, Cadet First Captain J. Wardin Hontoria with his staff, Oliver Braza, Jesse Laranang, Jonel Sanchez, Joymi Mendoza, Christine Española, Philip Ray Pimentel, Jaya de Mesa. The Philippine Military Academy Band under the baton of Master Sergeant Francisco de Sahagun, Philippine Army. First Battalion Commander R.G. Sahurda with his staff, Marijoy Abad, Christian Pasion, Rexler Espinelli, Franco Hilotin, Ariston Yumul. Alpha Company Commander Sebastian Kirby Buson with his staff, Isidro M. Pasibe, Leonor Hapitan, Robin Suva. First Platoon Leader Marika Sugo. Second Platoon Leader Jackson Magday with the company First Sergeant Paulo Miguel Salcedo. Bravo Company Commander Clifford Clayton Aliguyon with his staff, Ruby Jean Cabang, Kimberly Joyce Makasait, and Mateo Gambe. First Platoon Leader Junrin Taclob. Second Platoon Leader Marcelino Palatao. with the company First Sergeant James Reynel Esquibil. Second Battalion Commander Sarah Jane Pascual Barroso with her staff, Aljon Añonuevo, Chef Gwendel Pineda, Kevin Tejada, Virgilio Noora, and Lance Joseph Laos. Charlie Company Commander Jeremiah El Kabili with his staff, Rielin Hanoras, Vincent de la Victoria, Camille Faith Adobane. First Platoon Leader Bobby Sorita. Second Platoon Leader Maria Melvin Esabuque. With the company First Sergeant Alvin Lugao. Delta Company Commander Juganino S. Inteligando with his staff, Gregory Chulsi, John Paraino, Reynel Llanes. First Platoon Leader Jerinel Respicio. Second Platoon Leader William Calaguas with the company First Sergeant Towner Caltino. As the callers pass in front of you, we request everyone to rise and render the appropriate courtesy. You may sit down after the callers have passed. Ladies and gentlemen, the colors led by the Scholar Officer Orvender Montenegro.
Third Battalion Commander Klein Ray Yango with his staff, Emil Zamoranos, Chana Gonzaga, Daniel Fermin, George Yu, Noel Valdez. Echo Company Commander Alger Aninion with his staff, Francesca Galvez, Mark Joel Manzanades, Blaine Joseph Lango. First Platoon Leader Andrew Pagador. Second Platoon Leader Reynold Pasiwat, with the company First Sergeant Mark Kyle Casinillo. Foxtrot Company Commander Zachary Tunguia with his staff, Ronel Pukyutan, Miguel Escobar, Marion Dian Bambalan. First Platoon Leader Laverne Dolawan. Second Platoon Leader Hamel Cardeloria with the company First Sergeant Kent Jasper Soriano. 4th Battalion Commander Clark Miller Odan with his staff, Jeronimo Rebebes, Ian Lalata, Octavio Calagi, Hiram Morato, Clinton Corbe. Golf Company Commander Marvin Kadungog with his staff, Merlin Gayaden, Jembel Dunatay, Mark Encina. 1st Platoon Leader Brilliant Gonzaga. 2nd Platoon Leader Melvin Neri with the company First Sergeant Gerson Balagot. Hawk Company Commander Eli Belay Chumacog with his staff, Jude Palmes, Randy Orio Jr., Justin Camarador. 1st Platoon Leader Jim Franz Felizmino. 2nd Platoon Leader Raprap Signavon with the company First Sergeant Domingo Ligutan.
To! Mahal na Pangulo, tapos na po ang seremonya. Mga pinuno, antabay salong. Kalis! Taas! Saksak! Baba! Mga pinuno, rap sa kanan. Rap! Mga pinuno pa sulong. Kad! La!
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the commencement exercises of the Philippine Military Academy Salaknib Class 2017. On behalf of the Superintendent, Lieutenant General Donato B. San Juan II, Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Commandant of Cadets, Brigadier General Hener P. Del Rosario, Armed Forces of the Philippines, and the Dean of Academics, Colonel Joseph P. Villanueva, Corps of Professors, General Staff Corps. We thank you all for being part of another milestone in the history of the Philippine Military Academy. To our graduates, we bid you farewell and God bless. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Bataan mo sa taas ha. Ikaw yung pinakauna. Ganun ba, sir? Wala nang susunod. Sige, sir. Ay, dito!
Ikaw ang Pangulo para sa pagbabago. Sawa na ang bayan ko sa magnanakaw na tao. Madilim na kahapon, ikaw ang mag-aahon. Sa piling mo, di ko mawawala ang korupsyon. Tayo na